Hi everyone, I'm Ling. Welcome to 5 Bucket Studio. Today we're going to talk about making clay slab. Let's get started. The material that you need for this video is some soft clay, wire cutter, rolling pin, and a knife. After gathering all the material you need, the first thing you wanted to do is to open your bed of clay and start cutting off roughly about an inch to 2-inch stick of clay out from your bed of clay. That will make your slab rolling a lot more easier in the process. Once I'm taking my clay out, one thing that you want to make sure is to have a good working surface. Oh, don't forget to make sure you tighten up your clay bed so your clay doesn't dry out. Now, what I will start to do is using my hand to molding the shapes of the slab of clay by pounding using my palms of my hand to getting it more thinner and thinner, just roughly using my hand. And notice that every time when I do that, I will make sure I'm flipping my clay. Once you get a desired shapes roughly towards to about 1 inch, we're going to go through this motion of slapping into the surface. By doing that, I'm doing a very specific direction and angle, and that will actually eventually stretching my clay longer and longer as I using it and hitting the clay in the same directions. So you can see now I got a longer length. Then since I want a square shapes, so I'm going to switch to a different directions and getting this slab a little bit bigger, and you can see that my slab is actually getting wider and wider as I go. So you keep repeating into all different directions. Now I'm taking my rolling pin to start actually thinning it out. That's actually minimizing a lot of your energy and time to roll out your slab. One thing that I'm explaining in this video is that you want to make sure every time when you're rolling your clay, the pressure you're putting on, you want it to switch in a different working surface so your clay doesn't end up get sticky. Over here, I can actually feel there's this area of the clay was slightly thicker, so I apply extra pressure to thin out my clay. There's also an alternative way that you can roll out an even slab by using a spacer sticks. What you wanted to do is to placing the clay between the spacer stick and having a rolling pin, making sure your rolling pin always rolling on top of the spacer sticks. The spacer stick help your rolling pin to apply even pressure onto your clay, so you get a nice and even slab. Once I getting my slab rolled out, I'm gonna cutting them into more regular shapes. So by using my knife, I have cutting my slab into a lot more rectangular with the sharp edges. So prepare for whatever project that I need later. Any leftover slightly harder clay, what you can do with that, you can always use a Ziploc bag, spray some water, and overnight the water will help hydrating the clay, making it soft once again. And right now you can check that the thickness of my clay are quite even, except there's some area that might be a little bit thinner in the center, so I might avoid using that area. Lastly, I'm going to using my red ribs to using it in an angle to smoothing the edges. One of the tips that I would do for getting a smoother clay surface is to holding the red ribs in a 45 degree, and that will give you a much smoother result, as you can see from my slab. And that's how you roll out a slab using a rolling pin, and I hope to see you guys soon again. Thank you for watching my video.